In any business, there's this one big question that always comes up. Is all the hard work we're putting in actually moving the needle? Well, today we're going to build an efficiency toolkit. We're going to dive into how you can use key performance indicators, or KPIs, to get real, measurable results. So let me ask you this, and be honest. Are you confusing activity with achievement? It sounds simple, but it's a really tough one. I mean, your team is busy, right? The emails are flying, the meetings are endless, but are you actually getting any closer to your goals? It is so easy to fall into that trap of just being busy for the sake of being busy. The real trick is figuring out the difference between just motion and real progress. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to go from that feeling of confusion to one of real clarity. And the best part? You don't have to guess. There are specific, powerful tools that can cut right through all that noise and give you a crystal clear picture of what's really going on inside your organization. I want you to think of these tools as a diagnostic kit for your business. Seriously. Just like a doctor uses specific instruments to check your vital signs, we're going to use KPIs to check the health and efficiency of your entire operation. So, what is a KPI, really? At its heart, it's not just some random number you track. A KPI is a super specific, measurable value that is tied directly to one of your key business objectives. It's basically a signal, a little blinking light that tells you, hey, you're on track, or uh-oh, you might need to pay attention here. It's that simple, but man, is it powerful. All right, let's start by popping the hood and looking at the operational engine. This is all about the nitty-gritty of how your daily work actually gets done. Are your processes running smooth and fast, or are there some hidden bottlenecks just grinding everything to a halt? These first few KPIs are going to tell us exactly that. Now, these three metrics right here, they work together to give you this amazing picture of your operational speed and, just as important, your reliability. Think of it like this. Throughput tells you your raw output. How much stuff are you making? Process cycle time tracks how fast one single thing gets from the start line to the finish line. And task completion rate, that's your reliability score. Are you actually doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it? And check this out. This is a perfect example of why this stuff matters. When you actually start tracking a metric like task completion rate, you can't help but improve it. In this case, just by measuring this one KPI, a team figured out their weak spots and boosted their rate from 75% all the way up to an incredible 95%. I mean, that is a massive leap in reliability, and it all came from one simple measurement. Okay, so we've checked the engine, now it's time to check the fuel tank. Because let's be real, a fast engine that just burns through cash isn't going to last very long, is it? Financial efficiency KPIs are absolutely critical. This is all about making sure all that hard work is actually profitable. Let's look at two really crucial financial tools. On one hand, you've got operating margin. That's all about your core profitability. Plain and simple, how much cash do you make on each sale? But then you have return on assets, or ROA. That's about efficiency. It asks a totally different question. How good are you at using your stuff, your computers, your buildings, your inventory, to actually generate a profit? It's the ultimate measure of how well you use what you've got. And then you have a number like this one, budget adherence. This KPI is all about discipline and good old-fashioned planning. A high score, something like 98%. It shows that you really get your costs and you can manage them. It's a huge sign of a well-controlled, predictable, and just plain financially healthy organization. Okay, so we've got all this great data from our operational toolkit and our financial toolkit. What now? This is the most important part, because measurement, that's just the starting line. The real magic happens when you take that data and use it to make real, concrete improvements. And here's a super simple, repeatable way to do just that. First, you monitor your KPIs regularly, not just once a quarter or once a year. Second, you use that data to pinpoint exactly where you're falling short. Third, and this is the key, you create specific corrective actions to fix the problem. And finally, you measure again to see if what you did actually worked. It's a continuous loop, always improving. So we've built this really powerful diagnostic toolkit, right? We have the tools to measure our operational engine, our financial health, and most importantly, we have a clear process for turning all those measurements into real, tangible action. This all brings us to the key question that our source material poses, and honestly, it sums up our entire goal perfectly. You have to ask yourself this. Out of all the possible things you could measure, which handful of KPIs will give you the most honest reflection of your performance and point you directly toward the biggest opportunities to get better? So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Don't go out and try to measure everything at once. Just start with one. The best first KPI isn't the fanciest one, it's the one that would give your team the most clarity, like tomorrow. So what is it? What's that single number that if everyone on your team understood it and focused on it, would end all the debates and just drive real progress? Find that number and you found the first and most powerful tool for your new efficiency toolkit.